Yeah, I'm a little late. Ain't y'all used to that by now? But yes, I've seen the news. Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes is officially for the featherweight champion and is going to be on UFC 314. That's going to be an amazing fight, but that also means that Ilia Topuria has relinquished the belt. He's moving to lightweight. Now, most people are speculating that it's going to be Ilia Topuria versus Makhachev. They're going to try their absolute best to put that together. I think they're going to listen to Makhachev, actually. I think they're going to find another opponent for Ilia Topuria first. And if he wins, then they'll give him Makhachev. I'll let you know who I think that opponent will be at a later time, because right now we're talking about Volk versus Lopes, and I've seen everybody talking about it. You know, you go to Lucas Tracy channel, he's the Volk Glazer. He's going to tell you that Volk's going to destroy anybody other than Ilia Topuria, but I'm not so easily fooled. I've seen Volkanovski's style, and I know some of the things that I've seen are very worrying going into this fight with Lopes, because Volkanovski has always been known to get into a kind of a car crash with almost every single opponent he's faced, and there's always been this one constant with most of his opponents. They don't have power in their hands to really hurt Volk and make him be like, okay, maybe I should tone it down a little bit. You know, not Yair, not Holloway, not Zombie, not Ortega, not Makhachev. He doesn't have power in his hands either. But everybody Volk has faced who's got some thump to them, they've all dropped them. People like Chad Mendez was able to drop Volk. All you have to do is pressure him up against the fence, bring him into a firefight. You're probably going to drop Volkanovski if you do such a thing. Yes, he was piecing up Ilia Topuria at first, but Topuria has a style where he's going to just be patient first. He's going to download the data, and he knows that the moment he lands a strike on you, you're going to sleep. And that's a very smart style for Topuria. Diego Lopes is more of a, hey, I'm going to be right in your face from the beginning to the very end of the fight, and I can go everywhere. I can go anywhere this fight takes me, and that's the dangerous part about Lopes. Plus, we aren't looking at a prime Volk anymore. Coming off of 2 KO losses, I'm not too sure how he's going to look in there. Now, everybody's hoping, yes, that he comes back looking his very best, but come on, this is reality. That's usually not the case. I'm worried for Volkanovski in this fight. I think Volk is going to get KO'd again in this fight, and I do think it's going to be probably by the second, third round. I think Lopes is going to be in Volk's face from the very beginning to the very end, and that's going to be a very bad thing for Volk. You know, putting it all together, actually, I have Lopes by second round KO. I think he's going to get Volk up out of there early. He's going to get the belt wrapped around him, and he's immediately going to call for Ilia Topuria, or he's going to call for Movsar because he knows he wants that one back. Either way, I do think Lopes is going to win, but this is going to be a good fight regardless. Also on the UFC 314 card, we have Michael Chandler versus Paddy Pimblett, and this is one where I'm kind of agreeing. I saw odds earlier on this fight, and it's a pick'em fight. that's such a good thing, honestly, because there's no telling who wins this fight. Michael Chandler has been hit or miss the entire time he's been in the UFC, and even when he is a hit, he's still missing. I don't understand Chandler like at all, but I do think this is a very winnable fight for him. He probably can knock out Paddy Pimblett because Paddy Pimblett always keeps that chin up in the air. That's not the smartest thing to do against Chandler, but at the same time, Chandler has such terrible fight IQ that he probably wouldn't even take advantage of it. Chandler is good enough on the ground to take Paddy Pimblett down and survive with all the submissions that Paddy's going to throw. I mean, if you can survive with Charles, you can survive with Paddy, but at the same time, Chandler didn't survive with Dustin. I mean, you see my point? You'd never know with this guy. I want to talk about a predicament, though, where Paddy Pimblett actually beats Michael Chandler, and then he takes Chandler's spot at number 7 in the rankings. My goodness, who does he fight next? Because I think at that point, everybody above him destroys him. This has got to be one of the most confusing fights to ever pick. This has got to be one of the most confusing fights that I bet anybody's ever bet on. If anything, I'm telling you guys, if you bet, stay away from this fight. Don't bet on this fight. This is not the one. Unless you are 100% confident in who you want to win this fight, do not bet on this fight at all. Just don't do it. Who do y'all think wins this fight, though? Let me know. I want to see what y'all say about this one. Another fight that's been announced that I don't really know all of the specific details, but I'm sure you probably know it by now because I'm late to this stuff, okay? But Bilal Muhammad versus JDM is actually the next fight because Shavkat Rakhmonov is injured, and I'm going to tell y'all what I think should happen with him next, honestly, because I don't think he should just sit out and come back immediately, get the title shot. I don't know. I don't think that's the smartest smartest idea. Anyway, though, I've legitimately have seen people say that Jack Della Maddalena is about to beat Belal Muhammad, and I'm so lost. I'm so confused. Did we just forget what Gilbert Burns just did to this dude? Old Gilbert Burns, too. He just took this guy down, controlled him for most of the fight. I mean, Gilbert Burns was basically having his way with Jack Della Maddalena, other than being on the feet, because Jack always gonna be on that little pressure style. He doesn't discriminate. He's gonna punch you in the face. He's gonna punch you in the body. You're gonna feel it. That's not really gonna work the best against Belal. We all know when you're dealing with a wrestler, you're not going to be the best striker in the world because you're terrified about that wrestling. And not only are you terrified about that wrestling, but now Jack Della Maddalena is stepping in there with someone who's better at wrestling than Gilbert Burns, someone who can control him on the ground, someone who will implement ground and pound just a little bit. There is no way people actually think Jack Della Maddalena is about to beat Belal Muhammad unless he goes in there and just flash KOs Belal Muhammad. He's not winning this fight. It's not happening. He's going to go in there and piece JDM up on the feet. People are going to be talking about how good of a striker Belal is after this one. He's going to be taking JDM down at will. He's going to be controlling JDM. People are going to call Belal boring and all of that kind of stuff, but he's going to win. And you're going to not like it, but it's reality. I definitely have Belal winning this by decision. He's going to make it look so easy against Jack Della Maddalena. Shavkat was definitely the better fight because we were questioning how the wrestling is going to look because we know Shavkat is a threat on the ground. I got Belal by masterclass. What y'all think about this fight, though? So this one also came out of a far left field, and this one is more recent because I'm pretty sure this was announced today. So yeah, that's actually good on me. I'm actually on time for this one. Deiveson Figueiredo will take on Corey Sandhagen on May 3rd. What? Like, I'm telling y'all, this came out of far left field. I did not see this one coming at all, and now I know that we will probably never ever see Corey Sandhagen versus Sean O'Malley ever, because where's Sean O'Malley? This should be the fight. It should be Corey versus Sean O'Malley. I mean, I'm not mad that he's taking on Figgy. That's going to be an amazing fight. It's going to be a well-rounded fight. It's probably going to go everywhere, just like Jan versus Figgy did. This will also be one of those clear volume versus power kind of fights, with Corey Sandhagen having the clear volume advantage. He's probably going to be sticking Deiveson with that jab a whole bunch, and then Deiveson going in close and hitting Corey one time and rocking his entire core, Like, every time Figgy lands a punch, we will notice. Corey will feel it. He'll probably get dropped. It'll be one of those kind of fights is what I'm seeing here, but this is going to be an amazing fight. I can't really get too far into the technical part because, I really got to do my research on this one because I haven't seen Corey fight in a good minute. So I have to go back and rewatch some of his stuff. But yeah, what do y'all think about this one? Who do y'all think wins this fight right here? This is going to be a banger. I don't know what Dana has been cooking, but he's been in there with Gordon Ramsay clearly because he is cooking.